Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Miss Sini and I'm an intern in LEXIS and Company. The topic which we are going to cover today is, can a woman keep her surname after marriage? The topic in this video will be discussed under two key points: name change through a court order and name change through common usage. The video starts with the process of adopting a new surname after marriage. So let's get started. Adopting a new surname. Historically, the expectation and indeed the norm that was that the woman would assume the husband's surname after marriage. Women did not even think twice about assuming her husband's surname after marriage. At times are changing, keeping the maiden name happy-ended with the husband's surname is apparently a flaw. Both in same-sex marriage and opposite-sex marriage, these days there aren't any hard and fast rule anymore that the wife must assume the surname of her husband. It is a moot point that a modern married woman who may be working professional having to change their surname by assuming the husband's surname. Rather, keeping their surname after marriage may be particular or rational choice rather than compulsion based on custom. Undeniably, assuming that husband's surname after marriage is indeed a lot of hassle in the sense that married women have to change their surname on all of their government IDs, including Aadhaar card, PAN card, voter ID, so on and so forth, which a woman in these days and age intend to avoid. Women could not voice their opinion preferably until a few decades ago. They were more domiciled as women played a dominant role in society. They had to submit their decades on customs or tradition. With times changing, although these days both opposite sex marriage and same sex marriage have several options, and they are as follows. Women can assume the last name of their husband. Women can also keep their maiden name. The maiden name of a wife can be apprehended along with the surname of the husband. A new surname, that is a fusion of both the surnames of both the spouses, could be created and can be used by both the spouses. Spouses may prefer keeping their own surname with their children's surname can be apprehended. The run-up of a marriage is fraught and with making decisions. There are numerous decisions on an anvil, namely color scheme, the food and the venue. Decisions need to be made after marriage as well. One of these vital decisions to be made is whether or not the woman would assume the surname of their husband or keep her maiden name after marriage. Recent reports indicate that there is a vast majority of brides tend to take their husband's surname after marriage while remaining opt to either retain their maiden name or opt to affiliate, which is the case in same-sex marriages. A survey related the female couples more than that the male counterparts referred to assume the name of their own male spouse after marriage. The question invariably is whether a name change is right or wrong. There isn't right answer for working for everyone, and one has to consider various aspects to assume the name of one's partner. So now let us see change in name through common usage. It's entirely the decision of wife as to whether or not the wife would assume the surname of her husband. However, if the wife decides to changing in his or her surname, one can go through common usage fairly easy. The wife historically had the option of adopting her husband's surname. Although the common usage name changes in instance of same-sex marriages ought to be valid, however, as same-sex marriages adds a relatively new dimension to marital bonding, one may have to go and get a name change ordered by court. For legal validation of a name change by applying to the common usage method as follow. For validation of a name change by applying to the common usage method, the steps are as follow. A copy of the marriage certificate as proof of the name change, updated driver's license against a copy of one's marriage certificate, get a new Aadhaar, PAN card, voter ID card with a one new surname against one's marriage certificate, and updating any bank, insurance, passport or employer record against one's marriage certificate. This process can be completed relatively easy if the new surname after marriage reflects on one's marriage certificate. If one already has children or having children in their work, then one might as well as change one's name so as to have a single family name for all the family members. However, if the new surname different from the surname of other spouse, it is used by the spouse intending a name change would have to undergo the official name change ordered by court. If there is a malified intention of committing fraud or concealing an identity, then a name change is undesirable and can be prevented in some jurisdiction. Now let us see name change through a court order. A court order name change Common usage name change through a complicated is far simpler to complete. In the vast majority of cases, a request of a name change completed to be submitted along with the order proposal to be reviewed and signed by judge. In all likelihood, a judge may set a date for hearing of one's case, ensuring one's request for the name change is not in fact. In all likelihood, a judge may set a date for hearing one's case, ensuring that one's request for name change is not in fact a malified intention of committing fraud. Once the order has been received with one's request granted, one has to undergo the common usage process of changing one's name on one's driving license, Aadhaar card, PAN card and voter ID. So this was the in detail process of changing name. So I hope that you have understood the concept in detail. So take care, stay safe. Thank you.